Welcome back, and thank you for joining us for our Midday Makeover segment. Today we're going to be talking about identity theft, and I'm joined here with Mike Wayne from Chemung Canal. And Mike, you were sharing that in 2014, 12 million people had their identity stolen in the U.S. How does something like that happen?
Well, it's very simple, to be perfectly honest, and it all stems to each of us individually being a little bit diligent with both personal information and our personal property. I mean, it can be as simple as having your purse or wallet stolen, or as complex as a phishing scheme or telephone scams. Any type of interest to try and grab your personal information can certainly be used against you.
And so what kind of things can, the everyday person do that's, to protect themselves from each of these types of scams?
Well, some of it is very, very, very simple. As an example, when you get mail, especially account balances and account numbers and things like that, you should dispose of that properly. Whether you buy a shredder, whether you tear it up in small pieces, whether you bank electronically, that actually, it may sound like maybe that's not the right thing to do, but that's the best way to protect yourselves. Every year in the fall, we actually hold a free shredding event in a variety of branches, and you'd be amazed at the amount of stuff that people bring. We're talking about tax records, medical records, bank statements, insurance papers. All of those kinds of things have personal information on you that somebody could use to kind of duplicate your identity and maybe borrow money, maybe go out and steal your PIN numbers and passwords.
And then you mentioned electronically sometimes is the safest way, but we also see people online, giving up their identity in that way. How do you protect yourself online?
Well, you really have to know what you're doing. So as an example, if someone called you on the phone and said, "I'm here from the bank," and I'd like to ask you information that we should already know about, what I what I would suggest is that you hang up the phone and you call the bank back. Once you know that, look up in the phone book, find our number, and call us and ask us. We would never initiate those kinds of telephone calls, but a lot of times people get flustered. Older people and sometimes younger people as well get called late at night, and they're startled because maybe they've been awakened, and now all of a sudden they're a little bit more eager to give out information because they think maybe their child or grandchild's been in an accident, and they're trying to be helpful, not realizing the person on the other end of the phone is trying to scam them.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mike, for providing these tips. And we'll put more of this information and these tips that you gave us today on our website, WENY.com. Thank you again for joining us.
Great. Have a great weekend.
Great.